So Panasonic finally released the fabled GH6, and they just lifted their embargo, so you know what that means? All the reviews came flooding in, but who reviewed it best? It's time to hand out some awards. It's another edition of the EMBYs. And yes, this bow tie is made of gaff tape. So the first category is who made me most excited for the camera, and that goes to Mr. Potato Jet. Oh, Potato Jet, you won another EMBY. Are you proud of yourself? You should be. His enthusiasm is infectious. The love he had for the camera and some of its abilities. You know, he had some criticisms, like a lot of people, but I think Potato Jet, that is one of the reviews that you should start with if you're looking at the GH6. It was fun, it was entertaining, as all his videos are, and very informative. Congratulations, Potato Jet. Now, our next award is a stark contrast. I was all jazzed up. I was intoxicated by Potato Jet's fumes. I was so excited about the camera. I could not wait to pre-order it until I sobered up with someone else's review. The review that sobered me up the most sobering review, Mr. Gerald Undone. Gerald Undone, congratulations. This is your second EMBY. That is nothing to sneeze at. There's only been 2 of these award shows. Now, Gerald, he's very measured, and Gerald is very scientific. And the fact is, this camera, Gerald loves the Panasonic cameras, and he started his whole channel with the GH5. That's how he built it. He has a great love for the Micro Four Thirds system, but the system is no longer for Gerald. He doesn't see a use for it in his daily life and the way he shoots videos, and that is fair, and that is his opinion. You may have a different opinion, but Gerald, he's here to throw a little cold water on your Micro Four Thirds excitement. But like Gerald said, just because it's not for him doesn't mean it's not for you. I encourage you to check out Gerald's review. You should check out all of Gerald's videos. The man he runs tech YouTube as far as this guy's concerned. So after Potato Jet's enthusiasm and Gerald Undone's sobering up, you might think to yourself, well, I need to know more about the camera. So who did the most in-depth video? The award for most in-depth review of the GH6 goes to Mr. Gordon Laing, who does the most in-depth reviews of most things. Gordon Laing goes above and beyond, and he will show you that pier next to his house, and he will test every little feature of a camera. And thanks, Gordon Laing, for showing us the way with the GH6. No stone is left unturned with Gordon Laing. And the next category is the award for best review without not only the camera, but even before the camera was released. There were some leaked specs that some of you may have found out about, and this man, he commented on these leaked specs and gave his opinion before the camera was even released, and it was hilarious as always. Best pre-release video goes to Camera Conspiracies, funniest guy on YouTube. This dude, if you don't watch Camera Conspiracies, you are missing out. This dude will make you laugh while he's talking about your favorite hobby, cameras. Love that guy. Well deserving of the award. The last EMBYs, oh boy, in the comments I got, how come you didn't give Camera Conspiracies an award? And it's just, it was an oversight, because I thought that you had to have the camera with you to get one of these awards. But I checked with the judges. You don't. Apparently, they made the whole thing up. In fact, the judges aren't even real. Our next category is a 2-parter. It's the biggest surprise followed by the biggest reveal. And that actually, it's very appropriate because it is going to 2 people, the power couple, Tony and Chelsea Northrup. Congratulations on your second EMBY. Why is this the biggest surprise? Because old Tony, he was all Micro Four Thirds is dead. Micro Four Thirds is, he's been saying that for about 50 years. And now he's turned around and said that Micro Four Thirds is alive and well. He really liked a lot of the capabilities of this camera, and you can't blame him. But what's the big reveal? The other part of the award is the autofocus. Of course, this is all a lot of people are talking about, is how they didn't go with phase detect autofocus. Tony revealed in his video that Panasonic told him that they've been working on this since before the release of the GH5, and back then they didn't think anybody was interested in good autofocus, so they just left it out because they were working on this 5 years ago. Most ridiculous excuse I've ever heard, but that is the excuse that they gave Mr. Tony Northrup. Very interesting little tidbit. Congrats again, Tony. And Chelsea. Chelsea is a big part of that team. My favorite part. Most unique review. This one is gonna go to Patrick Tomasso. Oh, Patrick, he taped it in like 4x3 under an overpass, some kind of creepy overpass, and it was in strange, like it was like a film. It was unique. It was different. He does not want the camera at all. So if you don't want the camera, then you check that out. He had very valid points, and they are to be considered. But I enjoyed the review for its style, its uniqueness, and congratulations, Patrick. That's Patrick's first EMBY, so you must be proud. So the next award is a doozy. It is the most important review for indie filmmakers, because that is who I think the GH6 is actually targeting, and the award goes to Tito Ferrandans from Anamorphic on a Budget. Now, Tito knows his anamorphic lenses, he knows his anamorphic cameras, and this guy is saying that the GH6 is the best budget camera for anamorphic in the world, and he really likes this camera and the exciting possibilities it creates for your indie filmmakers. It is something that the YouTubers don't necessarily think is a big deal, but for independent productions out there in the field, man, oh man, that anamorphic stuff, that makes a big difference. Best balanced review, second EMBYs in a row. It goes to DP Review. DP Review with Chris and Jordan. My goodness, Chris actually spent a nice bit of time talking about photos. Nobody wants to talk about photos with the GH6, but Chris did it, and you know what? I'm glad he did, because that 100 megapixel sensor shift thing, that deserves to be talked about. I liked Chris's take on the photos, and of course, Jordan is a Lumix shooter in many videos. He's a big fan of Panasonic, so I was very happy to get his take. Very fair, very balanced, just two handsome men. I didn't say that. So our last major award for best overall review of the GH6, that goes to Caleb Pike of DSLR Video Shooter. My goodness, Caleb Pike, he's been shooting Panasonic since Panasonic were invented. This guy, he's done courses about all of their cameras. He knows Panasonic inside out. One of the reasons that I bought my G7 and my GH5 was Caleb Pike, probably the biggest reason I bought those cameras. And now he's talking about the GH6. He's making me think about buying that too. So Caleb, congratulations. That is your first EMBY. You beautiful, bald beastard. You are an amazing YouTuber. Thanks for everything you do. And now finally, the last award. Who is going to make Mark Bennett plunk down his hard-earned wife's money on the GH6? And the answer is nobody. I'm on the fence. I'm still on the fence. I have pre-ordered it, but I can cancel my pre-order. I love my GH5 very much, and I love the idea of an upgrade of the GH6, but if I'm honest with myself, I am not going to use a lot of the features that would be upgrades from the GH5. So, and Panasonic themselves have the S5, the full frames. Patrick Tomasso talks about that. I'm on the fence. We will see how it goes. We'll see how this video does. If this video gets 1 million views, then I'll buy it. I'll buy it. So guys, it's been a fun night. It's been a long night, but we gotta bring it to a close here. I'm still tortured, staying up late at night, thinking about whether or not I should get a GH6. Anyway, leave a comment down below. Tell me what you think of the camera and whether or not that's something that you would consider. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next video, which will actually be released tomorrow as well. I'm on a tear. All right, we'll see you soon. Okay, bye-bye. I'm going to actually use this at the next wedding I go to.